Woo! What's up, brothers? Today's the day?
This is the day. Your big day.
I'm double cameraing right here.
Mine's dirty day. That's sanding your board. It gets pretty hot.
That doesn't look like it.
That's a little grommet.
Ah, there we go, right there. That's it, right?
Yeah, it's good in here because it gets cured.
So we're gonna do a little sanding today, and then it's what, done?
Done. It's ready for finished final sand. So we're gonna show your peoples out there. There's a lot of sanding going into the board when you glass it. This is the actual final sand job. And it's basically the final sand, the polishing, the sanding of getting, you can see right here, if you look down on the board, it's kind of glossy. This is the resin gloss coat over the whole glass job. So I've gone through the whole glassing in the last week, glassing the cloth over the foam and putting the fin boxes in. Here's the leash loop right there, leash plug. So this is the final sand. It probably takes me about 40 minutes when it's this clean. This one particularly came out really clean. And what I do here is I got 3 sanding pads. So when you sand a board, you could probably do it with one, no problem, like one medium pad. But this is my medium, my soft, which I do the finer grits, and then this is a new addition right here where I've got like a really spongy soft one that I put a Brillo, sanding Brillo on, and this is what I do at the very end to get like a really nice, takes all the circular scratches, the final circular scratches from these ones, these pads. So that's the process, and here's my sandpapers. I start with 80 grit, which is, you know, pretty rough grit, wet and dry sandpaper, and then I go to 120, and then 180, and 240 I finish off with, then the Brillo. But sometimes when you have a rough gloss job and there's going to be a lot of sanding to do, sometimes I'll start with 280s, then 100, 120, you're going to have to do more work. But I can see today with this board how clean it came out. Somehow Moy had good luck, good karma on this board where everything went really smooth. And so yeah, we got, I'm going to cut out the sandpaper. You have to like draw it out with a pencil and cut it out by hand. And then I'll start sanding away. And there's a lot of hand sanding on the rails. I'll do some of it prep work, but the first part is kind of going, buffing out the rails a little bit because you don't really want to use the machine on there. And then I get in with the sanding pads. So I draw out these pads onto the sandpaper. And I try to use everything, like, you know, these are going to be used for the rail sanding. I'll cut them in half. And some of this I use for ding repair too. Some of these side scraps won't get used on the new board, but I can use it on ding repair as well. Yeah, as a professional sander, when I got taught by a professional years ago, one of the things that he said is, because you know how you want this sharp edge super sharp, is that it's really, that's probably the hardest part of sanding boards, is keeping the sharp edge sharp while you're sanding it. So a big no-no on sanding the edge with the pad would be coming from the same side, because the circular pad's going this way and it's going onto the edge, so it dulls it. Whereas you want to be from opposite side, spinning off the edge. And that's like sharpening a knife, basically, almost like you think about sharpening a knife. Last grit on the soft pad, I'm going to have to do one fine pass across this way, which is pretty sketchy. You could go a little too hard or something, or soften up, but it really does make the difference to have the edge so that it could basically almost cut a tomato. It was water comes off a sharp surface faster. So if you don't have this as sharp, you will notice a little less speed. Especially like you'll feel boards that don't have much edge. And what happens is the water wants to stick to a round edge. That's why surfboard, the entry is all up in here, it's all soft because the water's coming on, and you want it to stick to the board, come across the concaves, and then come off that sharp edge and just skate off the board super fast, and you get more speed. All right, let's get started. Just like in the shaping, you got to go by feel too. Get in the tail here, right hand. That's all you need. So there you go. So you got to do some hand sanding in between.
So what is about close to halfway point?
Yeah, I got through the 80 grit. And then I just finished the 120 grit, and at this point I have to kind of take the stickers off of the boxes. This was to cover it so the resin wouldn't get inside. But you don't want to sand those all the way off, or you start going through into the cloth here. So right on the edge to give it that last one, and then closer, okay, and then fill that.
Oh yeah.
And there's a little shiny up here, so I hope it hurts. From the opposite side. Yeah, this is really important part here is the transition. If we turn the light off, you can see like where it has to be soft, and then about 4 fingers up from the leading edge of this fin is where you want that transition to go from soft and then start getting hard and then super sharp all the way back. So you feel on both sides like this. Like checking the money edge. And that's perfect. Sometimes you can leave it sharp a little bit farther up and ride the board. If it feels a little sticky, you can sand a little bit of the edge off and then it makes it roll a little better. Long day, surf, shape, sand. Yeah, so this is that buffing pad that I was talking about. It's real soft and it manipulates and you can stand on the rail. This is more like high speed and you just let it go over the surface.
Here we go, ready?
Yeah.
All right, woohoo! Finished the fish, the basically custom fish. We made an entire tutorial, and I'll let you guys know if you guys want to see the long version where you can learn everything about how he copied it based on some fish that I rode. And then we basically took my style of surfing and my preferences, and then he basically customized it so it is a magic fish, and we'll be putting this in the water very soon. Thank you, Andy. Any last words?
Thank you, Moy, for the custom order and all the everything you've done to help promote what we're doing here.
Check it out, Resin8 and iSurf Tribe collaboration. There is a full like 3-4 hour tutorial that we had filmed the whole thing that Atua is going to edit, and we're going to make that like a product for people that really want to dive into learning how to get a custom shape, understanding all the different bottom contours, the shape, how to copy a board, what to look for. Like, Andy is a wealth of knowledge, so if you're interested in that, look in the description. There should be a link and you can check it out over at isurftribe.com. Obviously it's not ready yet, but it will be ready soon. So if you're seeing this video and it's old, you know where to go. Description. It's a beautiful place. If somebody wants to get a board from you or anything, how can they get a board from you? Or your Instagram, they can DM you?
Instagram, yeah, which you always post up there. That's it's Resin8 Surfboards. And yeah, get a hold of me. You'd have to come down to Costa Rica to pick it up, no shipping. But you come down, order the board before you get here, and it's ready when you come, and then you can surf the waves here in Malpai, Santa Teresa. And
or anywhere in Costa Rica.
Super custom, anything you want, any shape, any size, any foam. But all the boards are made 100% by me. I don't have anybody up here helping me with this just because I want to have total control from start to finish. It makes a difference because every touch on a surfboard from the start to finish.
Outline to shaping, to glassing, to sanding.
Thousands of touches on each surfboard. It's all done by me, so I'm proud of that. I got a product that I'm really proud of, and I want to keep doing it this way, keep it low key, keep it underground a little bit. I mean, Mo, you're kind of helping me blow it up a little bit, but I've been an underground guy for 27 years making boards, and I love it. Custom boards for everybody. Each board's made custom for each client, and it's really fun to watch my clients surf on the boards too. I get a lot of pleasure out of that, finishing the board, and then I'll be seeing Moy surfing this board very soon.
Yeah,
and that's
my
exciting.
summer board.
That's exciting.
It's my dry season summer board.
I love what I do, and it's a good life. It is hard work, as you see.
All right, pura vida
Pura vida.
and aloha.